Hello? Quick question. Are the House of Darion samples ready to be shipped? So I'm headed that way now.
Imagine a phone that is all music on one side and all talk on the other, just like you. Flip from your music to your life and back again. With the Ultra Music from Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine.
We're back on What's Going On. I'm your host, Colin Jobe, right here on REMIC TV with my special guest, the one and only Marcia Brown.
Marcia's been telling us all about the world of Caribbean theater. And I know she's one of the giants in the profession. Don't be shy, that's what I've been hearing. Right? My sources have been telling me this.
Okay.
And you know, you've been telling us how you got started.
Yeah.
And a great story, very fascinating, actually very encouraging as well.
Yes.
And you know, you were telling me not that long ago that when you started off, a friend of yours loaned you his play. Basically, you didn't have any money, but you had the idea, and you decided to roll with it. So let's tell us how that all, and tell us how, you know, that was the first play, Country Duppy.
That was the first play back in 2000. It was, and the name, you know, when you're doing something, and what I would say to, you know, young people or anyone who's starting out in the business, you have to start out with a bang. You can't just saunter into it, you know, or
go full force.
You have to go full force because you know, that's it. Someone has to remember you when you go there. What was that person? No, you got to make a statement. And so when I did Country Duppy, first of all, the name in itself, you know, people saw it. You know, and it's a marketable name in itself. You know?
Absolutely, it grabbed my attention.
Yes. And then Leonie Forbes, you know, she is a veteran actress from Jamaica.
Okay.
Back in the day, you know, she did radio, TV, everything you can think of. And she was in Country Duppy in Jamaica. And I said to Aston, do you think Leonie will come here and work with me? Because I remember when I was doing pantomime back in Jamaica, Leonie was the leading lady and everybody wanted to meet Leonie Forbes. And, you know, if Leonie,
she was the star, was she?
She was the star, you know, and if Leonie say hi to you, you feel good. Right. You know, that sort of thing. And so he said, yeah, ask her. And I called her up and I said, you know, Aunt Lee, and we called her Aunt Lee. I said, do you care to come to Canada to do this play with me? And she says, sure.
So you brought her up from Jamaica?
I brought her up from Jamaica.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, filed papers, get work permit and everything.
Oh, okay.
And brought her in. And I think that start, the name Country Duppy, bringing in Leonie Forbes from Jamaica could relate to her. She was not, she did not, it was a long time since she's been to Canada. So that was so refreshing. And I can tell you that the first night we performed that play in Scarborough, the place was jam-packed.
Really? So it
jam-packed.
It worked out really well?
It worked out really, really well.
Excellent.
I was able to, you know, all my investors, my mom and everyone, they got their money back.
Oh, okay.
And
so the angel investors paid off?
Yes, it paid off for everyone. And from that, I couldn't turn back. I knew
you were on to something.
I had to continue doing it.
Good, good. And so what happened next?
After that, we just continued. Every year, actually, my friend Aston, I've done 3 of his plays, Country Duppy, Children, Common Law, and Single Entry. Oh, okay. So of all the plays I've done 4 of his. Then I've done plays by Basil Dawkins and Hall Anthony Ellis. So over the years, I've been reading scripts out of Jamaica, and if I like them, I approach a writer. They've heard about me by now, and they know that I'm credible, you know, I'm a credible person, I have integrity, and so they trust me in doing their work.
So Marcia Brown's a brand.
Yes, and so they allowed me to do their scripts over the years.
Excellent, excellent. And you said how many plays have you done so far? You said you started in 2000.
We started in 2000. If I can count them, because a lot of them I repeated. Oh, okay. So we started with Country Duppy, then we did Feminine Justice, Children, Wipe That Smile, Common Law, Single Entry, and now Rosetta, and now we're on to, so I would say about 9.
9?
Yes,
wow.
yes.
So it's almost like one a year?
Yes,
almost one a year.
Well, we actually do every year, but there are a couple of years that I repeated previous ones. Yeah.
So which tells me that I guess there was a demand for it, was there?
A demand for it, and because they're all powerful stories, and after you can recycle things, you know, because if you do this in 2000, then in 2007 you can say, well, that has been 7 years. You look at the age range, someone was 15 at that time, so now they're like 22, you know, so you could grab their attention. They need to hear the story again. So, you know, it kind of plays those parallels and in repeating the plays.
What's the central theme of most of your plays?
The central theme, I always try to do a play, even if there's comedy, there are lots of comedic elements, because people want to come to the theater, they want to laugh. So you don't want to do anything too heavy. Heavy stories, really good. But, you know, you can get a storyline that is powerful, that has a message behind it, and then coat it with humor. So you will laugh, but you will never leave the theater without saying, wow.
So there's a message there.
There's always a message. So I really believe in doing plays that have a solid message.
Okay. Now, give me an example of one of those messages. Like what's... If I were to go to one of Marcia Brown's plays, what am I going to come away with? Okay,
you're going to come away with, like, I can give you an example, like Feminine Justice. That was a play about abuse. It was a husband and a wife. Rich people, we didn't play the stereotype, like, you know, it's only poor people that, you know, beat their wives.
And you know this goes on in all aspects of society.
And so this play was about a psychologist, you know, and the husband is a psychiatrist, but he was an abuser. He used to beat his wife. And she stayed with it because of his status and his profile. And if word got out that he was abusing her, then it would damage his ego and his career and stuff like that.
And his image.
And his image. And so that was really, like, people love it because then he met into a car accident and it was, he went to the gates of heaven. And so it was all in his, it was like a dream. And but he went to the gates of heaven and he encountered God. He encountered God and angel, but this person happened to be a woman. And so, yes, beautiful story.
Different perspective.
Different perspective. And so she gave him a chance to go back in time, you know, and so he went back in time. But he was brought back into his own home. But all he could see at the time was his wife was now married to someone else, but that person was treating her the best, treating her like a woman. And all the anger that he was carrying inside over all these years as to why he was an abusive person came out during that learning process. That, you know, the
That's a powerful message.
Powerful message, but it was humorous. We had to quote it with you.
With a story like that, you know, because I'll tell you, when I think of abuse, spousal abuse, you don't think of comedic themes.
But, you know, it's not the theme that's comedic, though. It is the actors and the characters, you know. So we had a gardener in there, you know, and the gardener brought the comedic elements to it. So the theme is there. There's nothing.
There's, so it's the characters.
It's the characters.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the storyline is there. So they're separate. Yeah.
Interesting. And, you know, there are a lot of, now, I guess you said back in 2000 when you started, there were lots of other people weren't doing Caribbean plays, and now there are others. And so, what separates your company from the fact that other people are doing it? How are you different from those folks?
Well, I think, and if I can say so myself, it's because I'm consistent. I have been doing it every year, whether I make money or not. Toronto, Canada, whoever is listening to me.
We're going on the
whether
I
make worldwide, www.
So we're not limiting you to the
I
GPA.
can tell you that whether I make money or not, I am consistent. We have promoters who try a one play, they do it and they step back. You know,
things don't work out.
Things don't work out and they give up. You know, or we have the odd, like, events, the special occasion. We have Mother's Day. Oliver comes here every Mother's Day.
Oliver Samuels?
Oliver Samuels, and that promoter, they only do the Mother's Day play, you know, and thing. So I think mine, it's the consistency of it, and on top of that, I also give work to Canadian actors. I don't bring people in, you know, apart from Leonie Forbes that came up to do my play, and I brought up another actress, Terry Salmon. I brought her up as well from Jamaica. But I need to focus on exposing our local talent.
Okay, that's great.
I can't buy plays.
So these people, and they've been in multiple plays for you?
Yes, yes, yes. I can't buy, because if you import stuff, then you're saying that we don't have the talent here to do it. And that's, I can't
That's
do that.
not your belief system?
Yes, no, it's not my belief system. I believe that there's enough talent here to use them, give them the stage to expose them, and also, you know, it makes us feel good that we are doing our local theater here, and we don't have to rely on importing stuff.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So. Well, let's talk about some of those actors. You know, you said you've done several plays. Do you mind naming some of those actors?
Not at all.
Okay.
We have Nago Morris.
Okay,
Nago Morris.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Nago has been in every single one of my plays.
Oh,
Everyone
really?
apart from Children. And the only reason why I'm never the Children are because he has dreads.
Oh, okay.
And then we were looking at, because we're playing children, adults playing children, you know, and I said, oh, I don't know if the dreadlocks is going to look good, you know. And then, but the interesting thing is, when we repeated Children, I actually brought him on board to do it. But we rehearsed and everything, but it didn't play out for too long.
Oh, okay.
But he's been in all my plays, and you know, people have kind of label us as the Miss Lou and Master Ran. We have this nice rapport on stage, you know. Right. He plays my husband in every play, you know. So we have.
So you guys work well together.
Very well. We know how to bounce off each other, and he knows what I'm coming with, and he knows I know what he's coming with. So we complement each other very well. So he's been there. Letna Allen Rowe. Okay. She's been in 3 of my plays going on. So we have Letna, Nago, and myself. Then I tried to bring on new people in every production.
So you bring in, there's new blood as well?
New blood coming in, and young blood. This one, I Need to Know My Father, which we'll talk about later, that has exposed 4 new people who have never touched the stage before.
Excellent, excellent. So it sounds to me you got a pretty good game plan going.
Yes, I have to.
Good, good. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back on what's going on.
Then I tell about the good things you do, no.
As the message said in the play, you know, it is important for every child to know who their father is, irrespective of the circumstances of how the child was conceived.
Mama, I love you, but I want you to know you really love me, Papa, too.